Hey friends, Saray at Saray Plans here, and we are doing a long overdue budgeting video for the month of August. But before we go ahead and get started, let me go ahead and show you what happened to July, because I just did not get around to actually planning everything on paper when it comes to my budgeting in July. I still was able to carry over some of my sinking funds. Those I definitely do no matter what, that way I can keep track. But basically this is what July looked like. So I am ready to plan the month of August, and I'm going to be referencing the 2 sticker sheets that I keep in the front to track all of the monthly bills, as well as the sinking funds. So I'm going to be doing that. Now I also am going to be setting up my pages using these hexagon page markers. These were from the back to school collection from Erin Condren, and I found these very helpful for this particular planner. At first I wasn't sure on what to use them for, but because they are monthly color coordinated, I thought that they would go very well in this planner. So I'm going to just place them at the edge up here, and I'll just keep them on the same spot for every month. I think that'll work well, and it doesn't take too much space. So if I want to put my Petite planner in the folio, I don't have any tabs that are sticking out that could potentially get damaged or get in the way. So I'm going to go ahead and set these up, and I'm excited to see the finished product. Alright, so here is how it turned out. I really like it because it does not take too much space, and I can quickly glance at the color and be able to pinpoint exactly what month I want to work on. So I am excited for this tiny little change, but I think makes a world of difference for me. Okay, so I am about to get started with the planning for the monthly bills for August, and I always reference my monthly bills list as well as my sinking funds list just to see what are the bills that are due. I need to be sure to update this page, and I noticed here that I have a couple of sinking funds. That will include our water bill as well as my Quip membership. So it's like the toothbrush company. I love their products, so I will go ahead and reference those here. But I've already taken note of that, because instead of flipping back and forth in the video, I sort of just captured everything here on the sticky notes. It might sound a little bit counterproductive or extra work, but that's just how I feel I am most efficient when I am filming. If I wasn't filming, I wouldn't be doing this, but I just want to make sure that I have everything all organized. To get started, I'm going to document my top 3 goals for the month, and for the past few months these goals have pretty much been the same, and that is to stick to the budget and make sure that I'm sticking to my variable expenses for each pay period, and then also to make sure that I'm looking at the budget before I actually spend any money. Otherwise it's is too late. So I'm trying to just be more conscious of that. I'm not sure if I actually ended up sharing this new album. I guess it's not new. Other folks have shared this in the past, which is an album. It's a photo album that you can use to store the EC stickers, not the ones that come in the back of the planner or the new ones, but some of the old sticker books. This album is actually a perfect size. So I'm going to be using some of these stickers in this budget with me video, but I figured that I would share this one with you. Sometimes they do go out quickly, they sell out really quickly, so if they are available, I will certainly go ahead and link it in the description section, so be sure to expand that section for any of the items that I reference in the video. If they are available, I always try to link them there for you. So I'm going to be using these stickers. I love these albums. The sheets fit perfectly, and it's just a great way to keep them protected and organized. So up here, I'm just listing some of the items that I need to purchase for the shop, and I'm using this left-hand side column for its intended purposes, which is the upcoming purchases. So need to purchase some gifts as well as some things that we need for the house, and then some shop items as well. Over on the right-hand side, that is the section for the upcoming bills, and I list all of the upcoming bills, including the sinking funds, and I like to use sometimes washi or a line to separate the sinking funds from the regular monthly bills. And why I list them here is because I can put in a little checkbox and check it off as things are getting paid, so it's just another way to track them here. So I'm using some of the monthly stickers to add a little bit of decor, as well as some of the stickers from the EC sticker subscription. These green and yellow ones came in the last sticker subscription. I've also been using the little monthly calendar on the bottom left hand side to track my no spend. That little monthly calendar is from my Etsy shop, and then the no spend script is from Planner Kate. I just love how that looks. I'm now going to go ahead and set up the bills breakdown page where I indicate the bills with all of the corresponding amounts that are due for the month. And I use these custom labels also from my shop to customize all of the different categories that are more relevant to us. And I sort of, over the past few months, I've really been simplifying this page quite a bit. And most of these categories I actually ended up whiting out. I was putting some blank labels on them, but I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and white them out because it's just a little bit easier, a little bit more efficient. So I'm going to go ahead and put the totals here for income and then all of our fixed expenses. And then I talked about this in previous videos before, where I don't necessarily indicate the specific amount that we have allocated for groceries or for dining out. I basically lump all of that into a variable expense category, and I just try to stick to that as much as possible because I just found it a little bit too overwhelming and a little too time consuming to shift monies from one category to another if I ended up going over one or not. So this allows me a little bit more flexibility than individually bucketing all of those items. So I hope that it makes sense. I will do, I have a plan for a more sort of like budget setup for the first time video where I'll go into a little bit more detail on how I do this, but essentially it's just the simplest way to budget that I found for myself that has been working. So if it works, I'm not going to change it up or make it overly complicated because then I won't stick to it at all. So on these 2 pages, I am using a couple of page flags to indicate each pay period. This is the page where I keep track of all of our sinking funds pay per pay period, just by changing the header. So one side of the page will be for one pay period, and then the next one will be for the other pay period. And usually works out well because there's usually 2 pay periods per month. If there is a month where there is 3, then I sort of like try to figure that out when I get to it. But so far, I think I've been able to manage with these 2 pages, no problem. Now that the sinking funds are all listed, I'm using the next 2 pages to basically do the same thing, divide each page. So each page will be for each specific pay period, and this is where I list all of the bills that are going to be paid with each paycheck from each of those periods. So it's sort of like budgeting by each pay period. So I'm going to go ahead and list those here. And then on the left hand side, instead of having the date of that bill, what I do is I keep track of any differences between what was budgeted versus what was actually paid. Alright, so this is the entire budget for the month of August is all set up. So I have my month at a glance, I have my bills broken down here on this section, and then on the following pages I have the sinking funds, and then I also have all of the bills by pay period. So have a nice little breakdown of everything here. And lastly, I'm just going to go ahead and use my stencil and highlighter, the mile liner, just to highlight the pay periods. That way I have a month at a glance view, since this planner is undated, doesn't have a monthly calendar. So that should do it. Thank you so much for joining me today for this budget with me video for the month of August. I appreciate all of your support. Let me know if you have any questions or comments in the comment section below. And don't forget to expand the description section for references to any products that I used in this video. If you are new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit that little bell notification for notifications every time that I upload a new video, which is every week. As always, I'll see you guys next time.